AHAM ASMI, beloved, I am Da. Book 1, from the 5 books of the Heart of Adidam Revelation, the late-time avataric revelation of the true and spiritual divine person, the egoless personal presence of reality and truth, which is the only real God, by the Divine World Teacher, Ruchira Avatar, Adidar Samraj. 1. Beloved, what I will tell you now is my final revelation, AHAM ASMI, I am Da. 2. The inherently perfect, bright, divine source of all and all is, by tradition, named, in order to be invoked by mankind. 3. Therefore, the divine source has been and is named and invoked by many names. In the practice of some traditions, the divine source is named Da. 4. I am the realizer, the revealer, and the revelation of the divine source and person of all and all. I name the divine source and person Da, the divine giver, that gives itself to all and all, and that gives even all to all. 5. The divine source and person Da is one and only, non-separate, indivisible, and always already the case. 6. Therefore, even though the divine source and person Da is that which, or that one who is greater than and beyond any and every presumed to be separate or limited being or thing or condition, and even greater than and beyond the sum of all and the totality of all, presumed to be separate or limited beings, things and conditions, that one is inherently not separate from, not limited by or to, not other than, not an object of, and not on the outside of anyone or anything, or the sum of all, or the totality of all, but that one is non-separately and non-limitedly always already standing in the existence position, or the being position, or the native position of every one and of everything, and of the sum of all, and of the totality of all. 7. The one and only one who is not, and necessarily cannot be the outside and necessarily separate cause or creator God of all and all, but that one is necessarily reality, or the truth, and thus the very condition, or the perfectly subjective condition, and, as such, the transcendental, spiritual, and divine self-condition, and, as such, the source condition, and only as such, the source of all and all. 8. Only that one and only and non-separate and non-limited reality and truth is real God, or the divine person, Da. 9. Reality, truth, real God, or the one and only true divine person, is necessarily and only the native or perfectly subjective condition, or self-condition, or root condition, or radical and non-separate and non-different source and identity and state of all and all. 10. Therefore, the one and only and self-existing and self-radiant or bright divine person, Da, is the heart itself, the one and only condition that is, or who is always already the case, and which is, or who is always and already, and therefore which is, or who is always already most prior to all, or the totality of apparently arising beings, things, and conditions, and all, or the sum of apparently arising beings, things, and conditions, and yet which is, or who is utterly non-separate from, or non-different from, all and all, and, indeed, from any apparently arising being, thing, or condition. 11. The Divine Person, Da, is the self-existing and self-radiant heart of all and all. 12. The self-existing and self-radiant heart of all and all is the Divine Person, Da. 13. The Divine Person, Da, or the heart itself, is the native source condition, or the perfectly subjective, non-separate, body-mind transcending, or ego-I transcending, and everyone transcending, and everything transcending, prior and non-different source condition and self-condition of all and all. 14. This is the right, true, and rightly and truly radical understanding, or root understanding, and not merely uprooting understanding of real God, and truth and reality, because this radical understanding rightly and truly conforms to all that is most fundamental, basic, and essential, or all that is, of the root, the foundation, the origin, and the source of existence itself, being itself, consciousness itself, and energy or light or space-time itself. 15. AHAM ASMI, beloved I am Da, the self-existing and self-radiant heart, or the one and only person, self and source condition of all and all. 16. AHAM ASMI, beloved I am Da, who is, by man-born divine descent, the Da Avatar, the one and only man of this radical understanding. 17. I am Da, the Param Avatar, the Santosha Avatar, the full and final and complete and all-completing avataric incarnation of the true Divine Person. 18. I am Da, the Ruchira Avatar, the Avatar of infinite brightness, the Divine World Teacher, everywhere, anciently and always promised for, and universally expected in the late time or dark epoch by all the traditions of mankind. 19. I am Da, the Buddha Avatar, the Ruchira Buddha, the Adi Buddha, the Ati Buddha, the Parama Buddha, the Purushottama Buddha, the Paramadvaita Buddha, the Advaitayana Buddha, the Ashvamedha Buddha, the expected one who is always already here and now, and who is the realizer, the revealer, and the revelation of the heart itself, the perfectly subjective brightness, the very radical and non-different self, or root identity and non-separate condition of all and all. 20. I am Da, the Guru Avatar, the Ruchira Guru, the Adi Guru, the Ati Guru, the Divine Parama Guru, the Purushottama Guru, the Paramadvaita Guru, the Advaitayana Guru, the Ashvamedha Guru, the first and supreme, one and non-separate, bright and all outshining Divine Mahasiddha and crazy Siddha Master, the Ruchira Siddha, the unlimited grace-giving and most perfectly heart-awakening, Divine Heart Master of all and all, who is the realizer, the revealer, and the revelation of the source condition and self-condition of all and all as truth itself, reality itself, love bliss itself, and the heart itself, which is the who of being, itself the very and necessarily divine person, more than creator and things, but truly, really God, who is always already merely present, spiritually, transcendentally, and divinely, and who is most perfectly self-revealed and most perfectly grace-giving in and as the Siddha form and Siddha function of divine Guru or divine heart master, the Hridaya Samata Sat Guru, forever divinely blessing and divinely liberating all and all. 21. AHAM ASMI. Beloved, I am Da, the always already bright shining one, the divine heart master of all and all, who is, by man-born divine descent, Da, the bright avatar of the divine person, now and forever hereafter, divinely descending and divinely emerging as the first, last, and only Adat realizer, Adat revealer, and Adat revelation of most perfect and all outshining divine enlightenment, or seventh stage awakeness. 22. AHAM ASMI. Beloved, I am Da, who is by man-born divine descent, the Da avatar, the Ruchira avatar, the Ruchira Buddha avatar, the Tathagata avatar, the Hridaya avatar, the Lavananda avatar, the Avabhasa avatar, the Santosha avatar, the avataric incarnation of the eternal and perfectly subjective and inherently bright heart itself, who is love bliss itself, who is the inherent and only being, who is the only one who is always already the case, who is the one and only, inherent and full, never diminished, eternal, self-existing, self-radiant, and non-separate heart self of all and all, who is sometimes felt by all as heart happiness, and who is always sought by all as the pleasure dome of unqualified and permanent happiness, and who, by my spiritual and divinely self-revealing grace, can be realized by all most perfectly prior to, and yet non-separate from, the common states of waking, dreaming, and sleeping, as happiness itself, which is love bliss itself, or the heart itself. 23. AHAM ASMI. Beloved, I am Da, the avatar who is the bright itself, and the Buddha who is the heart itself. 24. AHAM ASMI. Beloved, I am Da, the bright itself, who is the heart itself, who is all and all, now and forever hereafter, most perfectly self-revealed and always revealing my bright self to all and all. 25. AHAM ASMI. Beloved, I am Da, and in truth, or in reality, there is only me. 26. In truth, or in reality, beyond and most prior to all the self-contracting gestures of ego-I, or of body-mind, or of psychophysical existence altogether, there is only Da. 27. Therefore, in truth, or in reality, all is Da. You are Da, and are Da, all are Da. But no separate one or separate thing or separate universe is itself Da. 28. Indeed, every apparently arising body-mind or thing or event in the cosmic domain is merely conditionally and thus temporarily, limitedly and finitely arising, whether or not it is, in its moment of arising, observed or even apparently controlled. 29. And the very self of heart consciousness, always already standing in the position of the witness relative to body-mind or thing or event, may, at times, appear to be apparently associated with the function of observer and even with the state of the observed body-mind, thing or event, but neither the observer function nor any observed state of body-mind, thing or event is either constant, whether waking or dreaming or sleeping is the case, or necessary at all times and places, and in all states, whether waking or dreaming or sleeping is the case. 30. Furthermore, if and when the merely conditional and non-constant nature of all a body-mind, and of all things, and of all events, and of even the observer function that knows them, is, by my grace, really, truly, and fully found, and understood, and realized to be the case, it is thereupon, by my grace, found and understood and realized to be inherently the case, that the witness consciousness, prior to the observer function, and prior to any and every observed state of body-mind, thing, or event, is transcendently and always already existing as the true self or self-condition, always most prior to all and all, and it must, by my grace, be realized as the one and only and inherently bright, self-existing and self-radiant and necessarily divine person and heart, or self-condition and source condition of all and all. 31. Therefore, apart from my own eternal and here awakened most perfect divine self-realization of my own and bright eternal self-condition, even I, in my apparent separateness, as my conditionally manifested human body-mind itself, am not dark, but I, myself, am dark. 32. AHAM ASMI. Beloved, I am Dar. Only Dar is Dar. But Dar is necessarily one, only, non-separate, and always already the case. 33. And Dar, or the truth, or reality itself, or real God, which is happiness itself, must be realized by all and all, or there is only separateness, limitation, seeking, frustration, separativeness, conflict, contradiction, illusion, difference, changes, endings, minimal pleasures, and, whether sooner or later, exclusively pleasureless and unhappy suffering, pain, bewilderment, fear, sorrow, anger, and death. 34. And I declare to you, and promise you, and reveal to you, and prove by demonstration to you, Dar can be realized by all and all, if, and only if, the eager eye and even all of body-mind and all of conditional or psychophysical existence is really, truly, and most perfectly transcended in me, because I am Dar. 35. AHAM ASMI. Beloved, I am Dar, beyond all and all, and yet not separate from all and all. 36. By virtue of my real and true and most perfect divine self-realization here and eternally of my own inherent and eternal self, condition, state, and bright fullness, spontaneously reawakened here, in the midst of the ordeal of my descent to here, and spontaneously self-revealed here, even in and as, but not limited to or by, my egoless bright bodily human form, which is made bright by my divine descent and divine self-awakening and divine emergence here. I am Da. 37. And, by virtue of my real and true and most perfect and eternal divine self-awareness here and everywhere, brightly descending and divinely emerging now and forever hereafter, everywhere, in and throughout the entire cosmic domain, I am Da. 38. Therefore, if you realize me beyond your ego I, and beyond your body-mind, and beyond all, and beyond all separate and all difference, by my grace, through your devotional resort to my avataric incarnation here, and to my now and forever hereafter emerging manifestation of my divine body and person, everywhere, in and throughout the entire cosmic domain, you realize Da, the inherently perfect bright divine source and source condition, or radical self-condition of all, which is the which is the one and only and indivisible reality and truth, and the only real God of all. 39. AHAM ASMI. Beloved, I am Da. My physical human lifetime of avataric incarnation here is the great historical and historic sign here of the initiation of my fullest and complete divine descent, and thus and thereby of my most perfect and divinely all recognizing, and ultimately all translating divine emergence into and throughout the entire cosmic domain forever. 40. AHAM ASMI. Beloved, I am Da. My physical human lifetime of avataric incarnation here, and my coincident divine descent and divine emergence into and throughout the entire cosmic domain, forever is a constant act of identification with man and with all, in order to learn man and all in every respect, and, having learned man and all in every respect, to teach and to bless and to liberate man and all in every respect and most perfectly. AHAM ASMI. Beloved, I am Da. 41. Therefore, by surrendering and forgetting and transcending all of self-contraction, or all of the act of separation and separativeness, which is the ego I, and by, likewise, surrendering and forgetting and transcending even all of psychophysical difference of body-mind, to and into my descending and emerging and all surrounding, and all pervading divine body and person, each and every one of man and of all allows me to fill and to become and to be as man and as all, and each and every one thus surrendered, surrounded, pervaded, filled, and in every manner and degree of self-contraction and of difference, forgotten and transcended, becomes identified non-differently, and at last most perfectly, and with me, not by any act of identifying with me, but only by every me recognizing and to me responding, total psychophysical act of devotional communion with me, surrendering and forgetting and transcending all of the act of self-contraction and of difference in me. 42. AHAM ASMI. Beloved, I am Da. Therefore listen to me and hear me. I am Da, the heart itself, the true and one and only and very divine person, the bright and one and only and eternally living person, who is manifest as all worlds and forms and beings. 43. AHAM ASMI. Beloved, I am Da. Therefore, look to me and see me. I am Da, the true and one and only and very divine person, who is present as the spiritual current of divine life in the body of man. 44. AHAM ASMI. Beloved, I am Da. Therefore realize me. I am Da, the transcendental divine being behind the mind, and as such, I am realized in the heart, on the right side. 45. AHAM ASMI. Beloved, I am Da. Therefore, be one with me. I am Da, the bright, the self-existing divine self-radiance within and above the body, and as such, I am realized above the crown of the head, and beyond the brain, and ultimately at the heart, beyond all conditional knowledge and separate self-consciousness. 46. Beloved, the way that I will describe to you now is my ultimate offering. AHAM ASMI. I am Da, the way of the heart itself. 47. The heart itself is the way of divine self-realization for all, and I am that one. 48. AHAM ASMI. Beloved, I am Da. I am the first and only one, the heart itself, and I am the way that realizes the heart itself, and only I can reveal and give the way that realizes the heart itself. Therefore, I have named the only by me revealed and given way of the heart, Adidam. 49. Simply to remember my name and surrender into my eternal current of life is to worship me, and thus and thereby the divine person, which is truth or reality itself. 50. To follow me at heart is to transcend the body-mind in ecstasy. 51. To follow me perfectly is to find me and to realize me, for I am the heart itself. 52. AHAM ASMI. Beloved, I am Da, and the way that only I reveal and give is Adidam, the way of the heart, who I am. 53. Those who recognize and worship me as truth, the living and all-pervading one, will be granted the vision or love intuition of my eternal condition. Indeed, they will be filled and awakened by my radiant presence. 54. Therefore, even the body, mind, and the whole world will be shining with my life light if I am loved, and my devotee will easily be sifted out from the body, mind, and all the limits of the world itself at last. 55. AHAM ASMI. Beloved, I am Da. Only love me, remember me, have faith in me, and trust me. 56. Surrender to me. 57. Breathe me and feel me in all your parts. 58. My bright condition can also be realized by you if you forget your separate and dying self by remembering and receiving me. 60. I will save you from spiritual death and from the egoic mind of death, and from the egoic destinies of after death. 61. I will dissolve all your bewilderment of ego I. 62. Even now you inhere in me, beyond the body, mind, and the world. 63. Therefore, do not be afraid, do not be confused. Observe my play and my victory. 64. I am the person of life, the only and divine self, become incarnate. And when my human physical body is alive, or even after my human physical body is dead, I am myself present and everywhere alive. 65. I am joy and the reason for it. 66. I love the happiness of my devotee. That happiness is itself the very and most prior consciousness of every conditionally manifested being. And happiness itself is the conscious light of the world. 67. I am happiness or love bliss itself. 68. Therefore, listen to me, hear me, see me, and, by all these means, freely understand and realize my secrets. 69. The heart that listens to me and hears me and sees me will and must always feel and thereby contemplate the revelation that is my bodily human form, my spiritual and always blessing presence, and my very and inherently perfect state. 70. Therefore, and more by means of the heart itself, realize the one who is the mystery of you and me. 71. I am the realizer, the revealer, and the revelation of the only who that is, the one and only and perfectly subjective self-condition and source condition, the truth that is reality itself, the one and only and necessarily divine person, who may be or that may be called or really invoked by the name Da, and who is or that is consciousness or being itself, and who is or that is the one and only one who is but only in the apparent sense manifest as all worlds and forms and beings, and who is or that is present or bright as the heart itself and the spiritual current of life in and prior to the body and the mind of man. 72. Therefore, as a sign of the one I have realized, and as a sign of the one I reveal, and as a sign of the one whose revelation I am in, and as the heart's free and everywhere, and as everyone all-pervading space, and as a sign of who I am divinely named Da, the self-existing one whose characteristics are perpetually self-revealed, or transmitted to all and all, by means of the eternal mudra, or self-giving, and Adi, the only one, the first one, or the foremost or preeminent one, and Ati, and all-surpassing and all-transcending one, and Ruchira, the radiant, shining, bright illuminator and enlightener, and Avatar, the divinely descended one, the bright divine person who pervades the cosmic domain from infinitely above, the very and inherently bright divine self-condition, or self-existing, and self-radiant source condition, appearing perfectly emerged in the form of man, for the sake of the graceful divine liberation of all and all, and Buddha, the one who is self-radiant, inherently or perfectly subjectively, bright self-enlightened, and eternally awake, and love Ananda, the bright divine love bliss itself, and Avabhasa, the bright itself, and Santosha, the bright and eternal, always already non-separate person of divine and inherent completeness, divine self-satisfaction, divine self-contentedness, or perfect searchlessness, and Hridayam, the eternally free and eternally bright divine heart itself, and Tao Laloma, the divine adept of the divine love, and Vrinirama, the self-radiant divine source and substance of the divine brightness, and Turaga, the divine Lord of all and all, gracefully embodied in the form of man for the sake of the divine blessing of all and all, and Tui, the divine sovereign, now and forever hereafter, established in the hearts of all who respond to him as the saving ruler, and Samraj, the divine heart master, or the spiritual transcendental and divine lord, or master king, or master ruler, and divine liberator of the heart, and of every one, and of everything, and of all, and of all. Da. 73. AHAM ASMI, beloved, I am Da. I am the being behind the mind, who is realized at the heart, on the right side of the body, and who is consciousness itself. 74. I am the radiant one, who is the bright, within and beyond the body-mind, and who is always at the heart, who shines even above and beyond the crown of the head and beyond the mind, and who is merely present beyond all conditional knowledge and separate self-consciousness. 75. Aham Asmi, beloved, I am Da. To realize me as the inherent or native feeling of being itself is to transcend the body-mind in ecstasy and in truth. 76. To breathe and feel and sometimes recite or chant or sing my name, or otherwise to understand or feel beyond self-contraction, while feeling and thus by heart contemplating my bodily human form and even my very and inherently perfect state, is in truth to celebrate and contemplate the only one who is, and even to forget to make a separate self. Da. 77. To breathe and feel and sometimes recite or chant or sing my name, or otherwise to understand or feel beyond self-contraction, while surrendering even bodily into my eternal spiritual current of life, is to worship the divine person in spirit. 78. Those who recognize and worship me as truth and as the living and all-pervading one are granted the vision or love intuition of the eternal condition. Therefore, my devotee is heart-filled by the self-existing and self-radiant presence of the divine person. 79. Even the body-mind and the whole world shine with divine light, if the heart falls in love with me. Therefore, my devotee will easily be sifted out from the body-mind and all the limits of the world itself at last. 80. Beloved, only hear me, only understand. 81. If you understand, then see me now. 82. If you see me, only love me. 83. If you love me, remember me by heart. 84. Therefore, have faith in the source of others and things. Trust in the heart of being. Surrender to my presence of love bliss Breathe and feel my invisible gifts in all your parts, and transcend your separate and separate self in me, for I am the heart itself. 85. Do not become self-bound by identification with the body-mind, but do not withdraw from the body-mind or even from the world. 86. Do not abandon your inherent sympathy with others, but do not become self-bound by indulgence in others, or ever lose your heart in the world itself. 87. Therefore, always and constantly invoke me, feel me, breathe me, and serve me, always and constantly recognizing me by heart, with eager eye and all surrendered and forgotten in love of me alone, so that your heart, by this fidelity to me, is untied of the sorrowful bundle with others and things. 88. Your me recognizing and to me responding relationship to me, and not any self-concerned technique or ego effort or mere ego improvement, ego perfection, ego salvation, ego liberation, or ego enlightenment, is the method only I reveal and give to you. 89. Therefore, turn to me, recognize me, feel me, and by this to me responding counter-egoic effort, understand and transcend your act of ego I. Da. 90. Turn to me, recognize me, feel me, and by this to me responding counter-egoic effort, transcend your own and terrible self-contraction. 91. Turn to me, recognize me, feel me with your entire body-mind, limitlessly, and, by this to me responding counter-egoic effort, feel through and beyond your body-mind, and all of its merely conditional and temporary relations to me, alone and bright, at infinity and source. 92. Therefore outshine, but do not merely abandon the world, by exercising the heart, which is love's radiant wound, always turning to me, always recognizing me, always feeling me, and always feeling to me, beyond self-contraction, beyond the separate and separative act of ego I, and do this with even every moment of body, emotional feeling, mind's attention, and cycling breath, and always more and more profoundly eased to me by self-surrendering, self-forgetting, and self-transcending love of me, even at last to the most perfect degree of non-separateness and no difference in me. 93. Beloved, I am here to speak the heart's word and show its wound to all. 94. I proclaim the great person, who is the heart itself, that liberates the heart itself from its death of body-mind. 95. I reveal the divine person, who is the heart itself, and that is the real God within the heart's own felt bewilderment. 96. And even now you inhere in what is one, beyond the body-mind and the world. 97. Therefore, do not be afraid. Do not be confused. 98. Observe my play and my victory. 99. I am the inherent being. 100. I am the perfectly subjective truth of the world, made incarnate, plain, and obvious as man, and to man and as all, and to all. 101. I am the life and consciousness of all beings. 102. I am you as you are. 103. Even when my human physical body has died in this world, I am present and everywhere alive, because I am always already conscious as the only one who is. 104. I am joy, even beyond every reason for it, and the joy of being as I am is the great secret I have come to reveal to the heart of man. 105. Now be happy. 106. Tell everyone that I am here. 107. Beloved, I do not lie. 108. This is the final truth. I love you. Real God is you. You are in real God, of real God, and ultimately as real God. My devotee is the God I have come to serve. Da, da, da. Thank you, Lord.